Welcome to the Xpress-pay Knowledge Center. My name is Melissa Rogozinski, and I am the Education and Training Expert at Systems East. I'm also the host of our video and podcast series. Today is Tuesday, August 28, 2018, and our guest is Gary DeBaise. Gary is an account representative at Systems East. Gary's with us today to help us discuss how to navigate credit card fees. Hi, Gary. How are you?
Hi, Melissa. I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us. So, Gary, we wrote an article on how to navigate credit card fees. So let's talk a little bit about that first. Can you talk to our audience about why there are so many credit card fees and what kinds are out there and why it just seems to be so confusing?
Well, there's a lot of credit card fees out there, and they're all for profit, so they can make a profit, the credit card processor. And so, some of these fees, there'll be interchange, dues, assessments, network fees, cross-border fees, et cetera, et cetera. They always come up with new fees. It's all about them building in a profit. So it's very confusing. But that's, the bottom line is for the credit card company so they can make a better profit.
Okay, which makes a little bit of sense. I mean, because they're providing a service just like all the rest of us are. But you made a pretty long list of fees, and what I'm hearing, it doesn't seem to really be a lot of consistency with fees. Why is that?
Well, that's correct. I mean, if you take a look at a statement, it's extremely confusing. I mean, you almost have to have a PhD to really fully understand it. And so if there's confusion there, people just pay the bill, and the credit card merchant provider can build in their profits and be able to compete because they're in a very competitive market. So they come up with these different fees so they can build in their margins.
There's really no uniformity or regulation over these fees, is there?
No.
Okay. But there are a few primary ways that fees can be charged. Can you explain that to us, please?
Absolutely. There's three things that they can do. There's tiered pricing, okay, based on different volume dollar amounts. You have fixed pricing, okay, it's a set rate. And then the most common is the interchange plus cost. But it's very confusing, the interchange. For instance, a debit card might be at 70 basis points, and then they're going to mark it up 20 basis points. So that's the profit margin that the merchant provider's making. So if it's a rewards card at 2.5%, they're going to charge 20 basis points on that. You're going to get 2.7%. You're going to get charged. So that's the most common ones, interchange plus cost.
Okay. So we have tiered pricing, fixed pricing, and interchange plus cost. And interchange is really the most common, which
Correct.
Does provide some consistency for businesses and people evaluating credit cards and fees.
Correct.
Okay, good. So because there's such a list of fees and it can be really confusing, can you offer our audience maybe just a simple formula that they can use to kind of budget for and prepare for the cost of doing business when it comes to being able to receive electronic payment methods?
Absolutely. I believe that I like to be able to take complex issues and let's make them really simple so we can understand them, okay? And it is simple. Take a look at your statement. Take a look at the bottom line. All right, so let's say, for instance, you processed $100,000 in sales.
Okay.
Take a look at what the fees are. If the fees total $3,000, divide 3,000 by 100,000, you're paying 3%. That's your effective rate. That's your actual effective rate. And then I would recommend take a look at the last 3 or 4 months and see if it's consistent to 3%. So all you have to do is just take the bottom line. If it's $100,000 and it's $3,000 in fees, that's 3% you're paying.
Okay. So 2.5% to 3%, if a business is spending that in fees for processing electronic payment, then they're probably within a good, decent average range.
That's correct. Yep. If for instance, at $100,000, you pay $2,500 in fees, it's 2.5% you're paying.
Excellent.
And then I would take a look at your last 3 to 6 months, total them all up. You'll see what your effective rate is. Maybe it'll come up to be maybe you'll do $1 million over 6 months, or over 10 months it would be at $100,000 each. And then if you paid 27 $7,000 in fees, and at $1 million, it's 2.7%. That's what your effective rate is.
Okay, excellent. Is there anything else that you would like to offer our audience on how to navigate credit card fees?
No, the only thing I can say is take a look at the bottom line there. Take a look at your statement fee. It's really simple. Don't look at all the individual fees because that's just going to confuse you. Take a look at the bottom line. That's all you need to do. So like I said, if it's $100,000, it shows you paid $3,000 in site fees, you paid 3%. That's simple. Keep it simple.
Great. Well, folks, that wraps up our time today. Once again, I'd like to thank Gary DeBaise for joining us today and sharing his knowledge on how to navigate credit card fees. And I want to thank our audience for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time at the Xpress-pay Knowledge Center. Thanks and have a great day.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Or if you have an idea you think we should discuss, leave it in a comment below.